our fathers still beating inside. Stories of empires they tried to hide. Then into Mali, the gold aflame.
But there was a time when the mightiest power on the African continent and one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth was neither in Europe nor the Middle East. It was born in the golden sands of the Sahel, nourished by the waters of the Niger River, and it rose to command the trade, knowledge, and destiny of West Africa.
Knowledge and commerce. Gold, salt, and wisdom flow through its veins.
This is the story of the Songhai Empire. An empire of warriors and scholars, of merchants and kings, of ambition and betrayal. A story that still carries lessons for the present, if we are willing to listen.
Our stories are the rivers that flow through generations, each ripple a memory.
Before the towers of Timbuktu, before the palaces of Gao, there was the river. The Niger was life itself, a winding serpent of water, cutting through desert and savanna. It fed the crops, filled the nets, carried traders from village to village. In the early mornings, before the sun climbed high, fishermen would push out in narrow wooden canoes, their paddles barely making a sound. Women prepared millet in clay pots, the smell of smoke drifting through the air. Children played by the riverbank, their laughter mingling with the calls of traders who had just arrived with baskets of kola nuts, smoked fish, and cloth. By the 9th century, the Songhai people had chosen a place along this river to call their own. A settlement called Gao. It was not yet the heart of an empire. It was a small, stubborn capital, a place of trade, a place of dreams. For generations, they bowed to greater powers. The Ghana Empire first, then the Mali Empire. They paid tribute, yes, but they also observed. They studied the strengths and weaknesses of their rulers. They learned how empires rise and how they fall. The Songhai waited and waited, and when the time came, they were ready. The year was 1464. A man named Sunni Ali took the throne. He was not a ruler content with half measures. He was a storm, fierce in battle, relentless in ambition. He looked at the Niger River and saw not just a lifeline, but a weapon. For the first time in West Africa, a king built a navy, not for oceans, but for the mighty river. His war canoes could carry soldiers faster than any horse could ride. Sunni Ali struck like lightning. Timbuktu, the jewel of trade and scholarship, fell to his armies. Djenné, another great trading city, followed. From these cities poured gold, salt, and manuscripts. The wealth of a continent now flowed into Songhai. To his people, Sunni Ali was a protector, a king who kept their homes safe and their bellies full. To his enemies, he was a conqueror to be feared.
The interpretations vary greatly.
And to the Muslim scholars of Timbuktu, he was a puzzle.
Silence.
Sunni Ali honored both the Islamic faith and the traditional religion of the Songhai. To some, this made him a heretic. To others, it made him wise, a leader who refused to divide his people. Leadership, after all, is not always about winning approval. Sometimes it is about walking the path you believe in, even if the world disagrees. With Timbuktu and Jenne under his control, Sunni Ali transformed Songhai into a fortress of prosperity. Merchants filled the markets. Farmers expanded their fields. The empire's borders stretched farther than ever before. By the time Sunni Ali died in 1492, Songhai had become the largest empire in West African history. But history has a way of testing the strong. After Sunni Ali's death, his son inherited the throne. Yet in the shadows stood a man who had fought alongside Sunni Ali, a general named Muhammad Toure. He saw a different future for Songhai. With the loyalty of the army and the blessing of influential scholars, he overthrew the king's son and claimed the throne for himself. History would remember him as Askia the Great. Where Sunni Ali ruled with the sword, Askia ruled with the law. He reorganized the empire into provinces, each with its own governor. He standardized weights and measures, so trade was fair in every market. He built a justice system that earned respect across West Africa. The sword may win the empire, but it is wisdom that keeps it. Askia's vision extended far beyond Songhai's borders. Like the legendary Mansa Musa, he made the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca, the Hajj.
By your presence and these generous gifts, may this strengthen the bonds between our people.
But for Askia, it was more than devotion. It was diplomacy. His caravan stretched for miles, camels carrying gold, fine fabrics, and gifts fit for kings. The sight of it announced to the world, Songhai is here. Songhai is powerful. Songhai belongs among the greatest of nations. In Mecca, Askia forged alliances, invited scholars to return with him, and strengthened the empire's reputation in the Muslim world.
Tidings from the mighty Songhai Empire.
Come, see the finest silks from the east.
Under his reign, Timbuktu entered its golden age. Its universities drew scholars from across Africa and beyond. In courtyards shaded by trees, men debated philosophy, law, and astronomy. In quiet rooms, scribes copied manuscripts by hand, binding them in leather to preserve them for centuries. The air smelled of parchment and ink. The streets hummed with the voices of merchants and students alike. Here was Africa's brilliance, written not in sand, but in ink. From the north came salt, white and solid as stone. From the south came gold dust, glimmering in the sunlight. From across continents came books, textiles, spices, and ideas. The markets of Gao, Timbuktu, and Jenne pulsed with life. The air rang with many languages: Hausa, Arabic, Berber, Mande. Proof that Songhai was not just an empire, it was a meeting place of worlds. Askia's genius lay in balance. He enforced Islamic law, but honored local traditions. This harmony brought stability. The people trusted their courts. They trusted their leaders. They believed the empire was theirs. But even giants can fall. In 1591, Morocco sent an army armed with muskets and cannons. Weapons unknown to Songhai's warriors. At the Battle of Tondibi, the Songhai cavalry charged with unmatched courage. courage cannot stop gunpowder. Gao fell. Timbuktu followed. The empire splintered. Strength without adaptation is a slow surrender. The world changes. Those who do not change with it are left behind.
And this is how our ancestors built this city.
And yet, even in defeat, Songhai's story did not end. Its systems of governance, its networks of trade, its legacy of learning, these shaped West Africa for centuries to come. The manuscripts of Timbuktu still survive. The lessons of Askia's leadership still inspire. The spirit of the Songhai still whispers through the Sahel. Africa's past is not one of darkness, but of brilliance, of strategy, innovation, and resilience. From humble fishermen to kings whose names shook the world. The Songhai Empire is proof that greatness is possible, even in the face of overwhelming odds. In our next journey, we travel east to discover Axum, the Christian kingdom that rivaled Rome. Join us as we continue to restore Africa's true history.